Taylor Townsend's U.S. Open and a tennis career of confounding expectations. The Athletic has live coverage from Day 6 of the 2025 U.S. Open. Flushing Meadows, New York. To adapt the old saw about people going broke, Taylor Townsend's rise to fame was fast, and then it was slow. At this summer's U.S. Open, it has happened all at once. At 29, Townsend has become what a lot of people in tennis thought she would be when she was a teenager, a big-time figure in her sport, and one of the most talked-about athletes in America. Far fewer people thought it would happen like this for the American, a lefty with a dangerous combination of touch and power when she is both working at the same time. Almost no one. I truly believe that everyone has their own path, Townsend, the #1 doubles player in the world, said earlier this week. That was 2 days before the explosion on Court 11 at the end of her win over Yelena Ostapenko, which took her into the third round of the singles at the U.S. Open for the first time since 2019. Tennis is one of the sports where a lot of the players and even the people around it are cursed with comparison, and everyone looks at their counterparts and what everybody else is doing and compares your journey to theirs. She talked about having fallen into that trap, of wondering why she didn't become overnight the thing that everyone told her she would. Then she recalled being a little kid learning the sport in Chicago and then Atlanta and writing down her goals. I said that I wanted to create and have a legacy, she said. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Townsend, whose image has been on just every sports and news highlight show since about 6:30 p.m. Wednesday evening, has been doing it for some time. She grew up on public courts in the south side of Chicago, before moving to Atlanta to stay with a tennis program run by Donald and Ilona Young, the parents of former junior #1 Donald Young. In 2012, she won the junior singles competition at the Australian Open and the junior doubles at Wimbledon, on her way to becoming the world #1 junior at 16. She was the shining star of the revamped development program at the United States Tennis Association, USTA, which Patrick McEnroe and Jose Higueras launched in 2008. Ahead of the 2012 U.S. Open, the USTA declined to give Townsend a wild card into either the main draw or the qualifying tournament, following a disagreement with Townsend's family over whether she was fit enough to play. Townsend's mother, Sheila, a former college tennis player, told the Wall Street Journal that the family perceived the decision as an attack on Townsend's physique. In an essay for the Players' Tribune, published in 2021, Townsend said that she had anemia at the time of the decision, which had an effect on her fitness. In a statement issued during the tournament 13 years ago, McEnroe spoke only in general terms. Our concern is her long-term health, #1, and her long-term development as a player. We have one goal in mind, for her to be playing in Arthur Ashe Stadium, in the main draw, and competing for major titles when it's time. That's how we make every decision based on that. The controversy put Townsend at the center of a growing discussion about female athletes and their bodies at an age when no person would want their body placed under a microscope. In the ensuing years, Townsend struggled to figure out what kind of tennis player she was as she tried to fulfill the promise of her junior career. She became a mother at 24, worked as a television analyst during her maternity leave, then began a climb back with one simple goal: trying to become better than the player she was before she gave birth to her son, Aden Aubrey. Last year, she rose to a career high number 47 in the singles rankings. This summer, she became the world #1 in doubles, after winning the 2024 Wimbledon and 2025 Australian Open women's titles with Katerina Siniakova. Her success, and the way in which she has achieved it on and off the court, has turned her into a crowd favorite and a kind of tennis folk hero, especially in the U.S. Fans flocked to her match to see those deadly angled volleys and a thumping serve and forehand, but also the Townsend vibes, the fist pumps, the head nods, the roars and waving arms after big shots, that dovetail with the care and attention for those in her orbit. The best, #31 seed Leylah Fernandez said of the experience of playing with Townsend, describing it as a tonic for the soul. They reached the 2023 French Open final, with Townsend pumping up her devastated Canadian partner after a defeat to Si Su Wei and Wang Xinyu.